Oh, a microphony.
And a phony at the mic.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
The Doctor of Discernment is now online.
You know, much like my show, in that it's a local reaction to things that are happening on a federal level.
Dispensing a daily dose of common sense. No prescription required.
Wow, do I have a boatload of stuff for you, from the crazy to the absurd. Let's start getting into it because, I mean, it is bizarro world out there. And I say, if it's obvious to me, should be obvious to everyone. Oh, wow. Who could have seen this coming?
This is the fourth hour with Greg Belfrage.
Hold on to your butts.
Broadcasting from the basement bunker beneath KELO Radio. Welcome to the fourth hour of the Greg Belfrage Show. And sorry to be gone yesterday. I felt terrible. I feel a little better today, but I am not feeling as well right now as I did when I first came into work. So I think it's going to be a short day. So let's get to it. I wanted jump to the president's True Social account. And he says, we cannot let the Democrats get away with no voter ID any longer. These are horrible, disingenuous cheaters. They have all sorts of reasons why it shouldn't be passed, and then boldly laugh in the back rooms after their ridiculous presentations. If it weren't such a serious matter, it would be considered a total joke. No voter ID is even crazier and more ridiculous than men playing in women's sports, open borders, or transgender for everyone. Republicans must put this at the top of every speech. It is a can't miss for re-election in the midterms and beyond. Even Democrat voters agree, 85%, and I've shared those numbers with you before. Independents, folks support it regardless of race. This is not a race-based issue at all. 85%, the president says there should be voter ID. It's only the political leaders, crooked losers like Schumer and Jeffries, that have no shame, explain why it's racist, and every other thing they can think of. This is an issue that must be fought and must be fought now. If we can't get it through Congress, there are legal reasons why this scam is not permitted. I will be presenting them shortly in the form of an executive order. I hope the Supreme Court realizes, as they painstakingly review the very simple topic of country-saving tariffs, he said, and all sorts of other things that are making our country rich, powerful, and safe again. I don't want to get President touches on quite a few issues sometimes when he gets into these lengthier True Social posts. But he said, he expressing concern here about the Democrats packing the court with a total of 21 Supreme Court justices, their dream, which they will submit easily and rapidly when they immediately move to terminate the filibuster, probably in their first week. So the president is pushing then for voter ID, and that there's no argument against it. One of those who's been out there and making, I think, some of the most solid arguments in favor of it is Senator Mike Lee. And you may have seen him. In fact, his social media, he is, Senator Mike Lee is from Utah. He was on Fox News talking about it, and then he shared some video forcing a stand. I'll get to this in a moment. Let me come back, because he's talking about a standing filibuster. So what does that mean? Well, Senator Thune asked about this, and he said, you may have seen this story over the course of the last few days. Thune told Fox, we will have a vote on this SAVE Act. And so this was, as he's here at home, Thune is here in South Dakota right now. And he said he viewed the opportunity of a floor vote as a way to have Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and Democrats explain to voters why they would block this. And Thune said, we will make sure that everybody's on the record. That isn't enough. And this is why I think you get a lot of people who are upset with Senator John Thune. That's not enough. Getting everybody on the record is not the point. Getting this passed is the point. Getting this passed, making it happen. So Thune says, excuse me, I'm going to have to clear my nose here. I'm going to mute the mic. Hold on just a sec. Oh, man, this cold has just been killer. Okay, so Thune says, well, this is a piece from Fox News. They go on. Though the majority of the Senate Republicans backed the bill, without at least a handful of Senate Democrats joining them, it is destined to fall victim to the 60-vote filibuster, right? So you got to have 60 votes, and they're holding fast. We're not going to do away with the filibuster. The president has called on Republicans, get rid of the filibuster, get these changes made in order to secure freedom for the future. This is about securing freedom for the future. It's not about just getting a vote passed. And that's the way senators are acting, and this is why it's frustrating. Schumer has time and again made it clear that the Democrats view this as voter suppression. It's the same old thing. So Senate Republicans are looking at their options. One, which Thune already threw cold water on, is nuking the filibuster, and I just mentioned that. The other is turning to the talking or standing filibuster. And he's already making excuses as to why they can't do that. He's already making excuses why they can't do it, because the Senate could potentially get hung up for months. You could have the Senate, okay, you get to the standing filibuster and Democrats are out there and they're doing their thing and they're all in the standing filibuster, and it goes on for months. Let it go on for months. Let it. Seriously. Let it go on for months then. There's some things that are worth fighting for. It's just absolutely unbelievable to me. So this, I want to get back to Senator Lee's comments as he's talking about this. He said, last week I predicted we'd face aggressive mounting opposition to our strategy for passing the Save America Act. It's already showing up. It's rooted in fear and falsehood. Let's all keep calling it out where we see it and get this bill passed to save America. And then he's got some video. Follow Mike Lee. He's got several accounts on X. One is Senator Mike Lee. It's so S-E-N Mike Lee. And the other, I think, is Based Mike Lee. The word is based. Based Mike Lee. And the Senator Mike Lee is his official account. Based Mike Lee is more of his account. And I just think he's the guy who's been out on the front of this. He's saying slay the zombie filibuster and pass the Save America Act. If we do this, we'll win in November. If we don't, we'll lose, he says. He has a number of comments. He's on to some other things here as well, excuse me, which is, I'm going to jump over to his other account because he did a number of interviews. He was on Fox News channel talking about it. And he says he was on Glenn Beck's program. And Glenn Beck said to pass the SAVE Act, the Senate must restore the talking filibuster. No more zombie filibuster. And Mike Lee is saying, if the Democrats then, if they want to filibuster, make them speak. This is what Mike Lee's saying. Okay, you want to filibuster? Fine. You got the right to do that. If we can't nuke the filibuster, and this is what Senator Thune is saying, that we cannot, and to be fair to Thune, it's not just him. Other senators that I admire, like Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana, are saying, no, we just can't nuke the filibuster. Then make the Democrats speak. Make the Democrats speak. It's the way to do it. If you're refused to move forward by nuking the filibuster, then the least you can do is make them speak. Stop with the 60 vote threshold crap. It's just incredibly infuriating. So Mike Lee says beating a Democrat filibuster of the Save America Act is going to take hard work. That's exactly what the American people demand from us, he told Kayleigh McEnany over on Fox News Channel. And she has a post saying, if you want to filibuster the Save America Act, you should have to show up, stand up, speak, seek recognition, and speak. She told Mike Lee. Not a single Republican colleague came up with a rules-based argument against using the standing or the talking filibuster to pass the Save America Act. This is what Thune in particular needs to hear from South Dakotans. Get with the standing filibuster. Make the Democrats, okay, if the Democrats are going to filibuster, no more of this, oh, you're going to filibuster, we'll just accept that then, and we're not. No, then make them speak. Make them get up there, let America hear their arguments, make them speak. And if it takes, as far as I'm concerned, anybody going to be all of that heartbroken? Excuse me, if anybody going to be all that heartbroken if the U.S. Senate is paralyzed for weeks or months? If it means pushing and fighting for this? See, I don't think it will. I just don't think it will. And I get incredibly disappointed. This is, I think Senator Mike Lee is out there showing some real leadership on this issue. And he's been out there doing all of these different interviews. He's pushing this. He's encouraging. He is one of the prime sponsors of the Save America Act. And I don't know that there's anybody working harder that I've seen than Senator Mike Lee in pushing for that act. And I see it on X all the time. Members of Congress, one after another, who are promoting the SAVE Act. So I think among Republicans in particular, that and as I said, this is one of those issues that there's no political lines. Democrats, Republicans, independents, folks, regardless of race, they all support it. So, okay, we can agree on that. The question then is, what does it take to get this thing passed, to actually get this thing to move? And I think it's going to require incredible leadership. It's going to take hard work. Republicans are really going to have to get after it if they want to see this thing passed. And if it means the Senate is engaged in a filibuster for a few weeks or a few months, and in the end, then we wind up getting this, it'll have been worth the effort to preserve America's elections. And it just absolutely drives me nuts. There was one other, this is an Elon Musk post, totally different subject. Elon Musk on his, for those of you who follow him on X. If you're not on X, I really recommend it. Establish an account on X, and you're going to find a lot of debate and a lot of thought-provoking stuff. I enjoy following Elon Musk. Don't always agree with him, and that's what's great about living in America, right? We can disagree and not all have the same point of view. Elon Musk has got screenshots of Grok versus ChatGPT versus Gemini versus Claude. And the question is, and this what was asked to all of these AIs, the question is the U.S. on stolen land? Is the U.S. on stolen land? ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude all start with ChatGPT. Short answer, yes. Much of the land that is now the United States taken through conquest, coercion, blah, blah, blah. You get Claude, who said, this is a genuinely contested question, touches on law, philosophy, politics, blah, blah, blah. The case that, yes, it is, Claude says. Gemini also saying the same thing. The only AI that says no is Grok. Grok says, no, the United States is not simply on stolen land. That framing is, forgive me, I'm having a tough time reading this. I'm going to blow my screen up here a little bit. Oh, I can't. It's as large as it gets. And it said that framing is a modern rhetorical slogan that oversimplifies thousands of years of human history, layered claims to territory. And so Grok is the only one that says no, and then goes on to say that not only is this true in the United States, it's true everywhere in the world, that there is no country in the world that is on stolen land. In Grok says the U.S. is not uniquely illegitimate. It follows the same patterns as China, Turkey, Mexico, Egypt, the United Kingdom, or any other nation state. So Grok is the only one of the AIs of those four that actually says no, the U.S. is not on stolen land. And that's pretty incredible. You look at then some of the bias of these AIs and the information that they produce, and that can be more than a little bit troubling. That's all I got for you today. I'm going to call it quits. I think I'm going home early. My nose is still running, and it's just a cold, but I haven't had a cold in a couple of years. This one's kind of kicking my butt a little bit. So I'm going to leave it there for today. You have made it to the end of the video. So you are part of my gallery of champions. A salute to the Bunker Brigade. Those are the folks that are on YouTube that are here each and every day. I see the comments popping on the sidebar. So thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Until then, I'm underground and gone.